talk to me. Obviously, there's not much we can say about Jake Evans, but what did you make of that moment as well? Like, I keep trying to sort of bang on that, like, we don't have many strikers at the club. We probably will have Patson Daka as our striker up front next season, but let me get that Aussie rage out in the afternoon. What did you make of Patson Daka and Jake Evans?
I don't want to see Patson Daka even on the bench again. I don't want to see him in Leicester colours. I don't want to see anything Leicester related anywhere near that complete stupid waste of money idiot donkey. I hate him so much. I hate his fans. Do you know how many years I went on before I started doing? Let me just quickly give a bit of context here so everyone can understand my complete rage and hatred of this guy. If you go on anything Facebook related and social media, there is about 100,000 deluded, stupid Zambian fans in there that keep on saying we deserve to lose because he's not playing. We're not doing this right. And then the first excuse we used to have 2 seasons ago was, he needs Kelechi Iheanacho to play good. He played really good in the Spartak game because he had Kelechi feeding him balls. Everything about this guy is a waste of money, waste of time. Biggest flop signing ever. Maybe I reckon he's worse than Slimani. I don't want it. There's a waste of time. I know we got a seriously bad striker problem next season. I don't want him here next season. I don't want him shanking balls. He's got the touch of an absolute donkey. He's all pace, chasing chickens, does absolutely nothing. Bad on the ball. A stiff breeze would knock him over. How much time have you got? How much do you want me to keep ranting about him? I hate him. I want him nowhere near the squad again. I know hate's a strong word, and I mean it. He is absolute garbage. I'm sure everyone's like, he's a nice guy. Yeah, talk to me about how much of a nice guy you think he is after watching that Leeds game last season. Come on, he's a fucking idiot.
Well, I'm a bit surprised that Luke held back so much there on his opinion of Patson Daka. But I mean, this early in the morning, I can give him a pass for that. What did you make of that, Kate? And yeah, I really wish that one of those sort of young players had managed to get a goal. I think it'd be so good for the confidence of the team. Talking about Patson Daka and Jake Evans from the little that you saw of him.
Patson Daka just always looks like he's in the rapids without a paddle. It's just a car crash to watch him every single time. I think he's got an amazing sprint on him, so maybe he should be on a track. But yeah, as a footballer, I just find he doesn't have that nous, that aggression, that bite. Maybe he needs a compass around the pitch. I'm not really sure. I just doesn't really fill anybody with confidence when he comes on. You kind of get the sort of drop of the shoulders from the fans when he comes on, because he's no way near what he needs to be to either replace Vardy or even be a sub for Vardy. And that's why we're still using Vardy so much, because the next best striker is no way near in the same league, ballpark, galaxy, whatever you want to call it, because he's just not at all what we expected him to be. And that 4 goals against whoever it was in Europe a few years ago was quite clearly just an anomaly. And we've not seen anything like that since. And even last year when we dropped a division, I thought he might come into his own a bit, but he didn't. He still looked out of sorts down there, and he was rattled by, I think, like Luke's just said, the Leeds performance in particular. I was absolutely raging after that performance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not. I would like to see him gone, but I don't think we'll get any money from him. But with Evans, again, I didn't see a hell of a lot, but that's the whole point with these games. You want to see a lot more of these guys. I'm with Manny. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're good enough, you're old enough, and just give them a go, But yeah, it would have been nice to see him square it, and he just absolutely fluffed it, didn't he? And couldn't get the ball across. So yeah.
An absolute nightmare, Daka, didn't he? I think worse than that even for me was actually there was a moment where he was in the box and he just fell over with the Bambi shoes.
Yes.
And it's like, now look, that can happen in professional football, but you're talking about a May Day where the sun was out, it was a nice day, and that ground is going to be absolutely perfect. It's like one of those days you dream of playing football, because it wasn't even that hot yesterday either, was it? It was sort of like perfect for football. So just slipping there is just unfortunately the sign of someone who's got awful balance. And get this, if you're an elite footballer, it is helpful if you can stand on both feet. So again, the fast touch fibers expert, Patson Daka. And maybe a question for the panel then, because if we're saying that he's not going to be here next season and we'd prefer to move him on, I mean, we literally therefore have no strikers, unless we're going to come back to Jordan Ayew, who maybe we should touch on a little bit. But yeah, Manny, talk to me then about Patson Daka, the forward situation, maybe anything about Jake Evans, if anything impressed you about him.
Patson Daka, head down sprinter, no awareness, poor first touch, no strength, no real cuteness or intuition as football. It just strikes me as, somebody's just sort of done some basic maths and thought, do you know what, Vardy's getting old, he's a counter-attack striker, We like to hit long balls to him. Let's find someone who can run in a straight line quite quickly and then kick the ball at the end of it. And that, to be fair, he might be able to do. But I also think it's a bit of a myth that he's quick. I've never seen extreme speed from him once. Like, you can talk about that Moscow game, but you're playing, it's like 0 degrees and you're playing against statues. I've never seen extreme speed. Vardy, I've seen extreme speed. So many of his goals over the years, I've not seen that. He doesn't have any of the instinctiveness. You saw Vardy for his goal yesterday, how he peeled away from the centre-back, but then he stopped. He stopped because he saw the centre-back carry on retreating because he knows how to find space in the box. You know, I've seen crosses coming in from the right in particular, and you think this is a classic near-post run for the striker, and Daka's standing still. He's never going to be the answer for us. You know, I'm the biggest protagonist for fast twitch fibres, and a lot of people out there in the chat might think, oh, I should love Patson Daka, right? He's quick. That's not what fast twitch fibres is. It's not just ultimate speed. He's not looking for a sprinter. You have to be able to perform at high speed. So that means your balance, like Anil said, has to be good. Your touch has to be good. Your awareness, your passing, ideally all of these things. His shooting actually isn't too bad when it's fairly instinctive, but having said that, I've seen him duff one, airball shot. I think it was against Brighton where he completely missed the ball in the box.
Shoot. He cannot shoot. He cannot shoot. He can score tap-ins. I'm not having a bar of it, Manny. I love you, brother, but he cannot shoot.
Chelsea, last time we went down, I think against the Chelsea game, I think he scored a brilliant finish goal. So he does do it occasionally. And I'm sure...
Once.
Yeah, all right. But okay, I'll ask you guys, I mean, considering the gap in the leagues, how many... Let's say Daka does stay, because I think the bottom line is he's got a year left on his contract, so I'll be surprised if somebody actually offers us, even 8-10 million for him. I'd be surprised. They'd probably just wait it out, wait for he's on a free, and then try and get him then. And we have, last time we went down, we had 3 or 4 strikers. We've got 1 at the moment. Well, I suppose you could count Jordan Ayew potentially as a second. How many goals do you think Patson Daka would get in the Championship next year?
I'll give you my answer quick because I've been on a record, but admittedly, when I see yesterday, it does paint this statement in bad light. I've said that I think he could probably get around 15 goals, and I said that because the last time we were in the Championship, I think he got 8, and then he had 9 in all competitions. He didn't have that many starts, but the problem is that I actually thought the last time we went down that Kelechi Iheanacho would be the one that might have a Mitrovic-style season, and he ended up being rather disappointing. And I think the problem is that you're playing in, all the teams are going to have a deep block, and that doesn't really suit Daka. Like, he is basically only good when he can run in behind and just hit it as hard as he can, sort of thing. And even then, he's not that great. I mean, yesterday he got in behind and he couldn't square the ball. So probably somewhere between 10 and 15, but I'll pass it to the rest of the panel. But it's interesting to note that this season in the Championship was quite unusual. The top scorer was Joel Pirot. He only got 19. So in a 46-game season, no one got to 20 goals this season. The second top scorer was Borja Sainz for Norwich. I think he got 18, and he's a left winger. So it's really a changing division. So yeah, everyone, give me your thoughts on the striker position. I'll come to you, Kate, and also maybe did the fans in the ground notice Jamie Vardy blow the whistle, by the way, or did you only catch that when you got back? What a legend!
I didn't see it. I heard the whistle go, and I thought, as the ref just blew the whistle while he's feigning injury at the same time, like he's managed to blow the whistle, and then someone said that they'd seen that Jamie had blew the whistle, which was just brilliant, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, and what about the striker situation, Kate? Then what are we going to do about that?
God, that's the question that we've tried to answer for the last decade, and we've not been able to do it. We've got to go out and buy somebody. I would prefer to see Jordan Ayew there than Daka.
Yeah.
Jordan might come into his own a bit next season.